Back a year and a half ago, Feliz Gutierrez's life changed forever. Being a teen is a major part of everyone's life, but what happens when your teen years are cut short? What would you do if something unexpected happens? Teen mom Feliz Gutierrez and Sido Gutierrez tell their story about Feliz's last 2 years in high school with her pregnancy when she had a kid at only 16.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places.
Feliz was not only
Worn
scared
out
for the future, but she was
faces.
disappointed at the same time. She debated amongst herself on how she would tell her parents and family, but before she was able to confess, her mother exposed the truth by a family meeting. She knew the signs of being pregnant. Feliz was preparing for the worst, but at the same time, Sido had no clue what was going on, along with his father and brother.
During the family meeting that we had, I was honestly scared because I thought that they were going to talk about my grades or something, and I knew a class that I wasn't doing too good in. So I was like afraid that, man, it's going to be about me, and oh man. And then I remember me and my brother were sitting there, and we were just cracking jokes to each other like, oh, you're in trouble, no, you're in trouble. And then, and then my sister, I remember very vaguely that she wasn't doing anything. She was just sitting there, texting on her phone, and just silently staring at us and at my mom and dad. And then my mom looked at my dad and goes, "What? You're gonna be a grandpa?" And I was like, "That is weird." I was thinking, and then my sister, just had this look, and she stared at us, and I knew when I looked at her that she was pregnant.
I was very disappointed, and I knew that my life was probably going to change and not be the same anymore. Well, my mom, she obviously had kids, so she knew the symptoms. She knew, what being pregnant feels like or how to act and stuff, so she kind of already knew, so she brought it to my attention. She asked me, she came up to me and asked me first, and I told her I was, but she told me that she was very disappointed and that she didn't expect it from me, but she'd be there for me and help me and stuff.
Not only were emotions different at home, but also at school. There were rumors all around school, and people started to stare. Feliz lied about being pregnant every day until she couldn't hide it anymore. She started to feel left out because people started to treat her different. Not only was she treated different, but the physical signs started to show. Slowly, Elijah started to grow.
People were kind of distant towards me. They would talk about me all the time. I really didn't want anybody to know, really, but word goes around fast, so everybody kind of knew, and everybody would ask me.
She had a lot of friends, but a few really close friends that she would talk to, and they would be supportive and help her.
I would lie and deny it because I was kind of embarrassed, but after a while I knew I couldn't hide it, so I kind of just went along with it. I was like, yeah, I am.
But, they would be like, oh, you're Feliz's brother. Yeah, she's pregnant. No one really treated me different, but I think that if I did tell people that, oh, I couldn't come into my first hour or my second hour because they'd understand.
Once it was obvious Feliz was having a baby, she was treated differently once again. Teachers let her out early. She was giving extra time on projects and home, and sometimes even excused from assignments.
Being pregnant during school did affect my grades and my attendance. It affected my attendance because I was gone months at a time, because I was sick all the time and late to school all the time, so my attendance really was bad. And it did affect my grades because I was missing so much school and had to catch up on so much work, and I was really behind. But luckily my teachers were kind of understanding, so they helped me and gave me some more time to finish my work, but it definitely was a struggle to keep up with my work.
Once Elijah was close to the birth date, Sido was often absent from first period, gym, which he almost failed because of birth scares.
Well, when we found out my sister was pregnant, and then she started showing more more signs of her being pregnant, like throwing up in the morning and morning sickness, it affected me in a way because I was late to my classes, my first hour, which was gym, and I almost failed.
Feliz thought that not having a significant father figure around for Elijah would be hard, and she knew someone would have to step up to fill that spot. Sido and the rest of the family filled up to fill up that spot that was so much needed.
Eventually he'll have a father figure like that, but he has older uncles and he has a caring grandpa, so I think he has that male figure in his life, but a father figure I don't think is a strong point in his life right now.
Elisa's life changed in a good way. She has gained the experience of maternal instincts, now has a sense of duty, and found out who her real friends are. Knowing she had something to work for, she did better in high school. Now, Feliz graduated high school and is working towards going to college. She currently holds a job at the mall working with Santa. The mood of the Gutierrez households currently depends on Elijah's mood and will for quite some time.
You can't be angry, because when you're angry you tend to do dumb things. Yeah, you tend to just be angry and do dumb things, but I mean, then he'll pick up on it, and you don't want that to happen. So I mean, with him around, you have to be happy, and he makes everybody happy.
I think it won't be bad for him, I don't think, just because I had a lot of experience just through life and being a teenage mom. I would encourage him not to make any other girl a teenage mom, because I don't want any other girl to go through what I did. And I would be more understanding with him, because I know how a teenager talks, I know what they do and everything, so I think I'd be more understanding and more open with him about that.
I'd say my sister changed a lot, because she was always the girl that would joke around and mess around with everybody, go out with her friends, and then she'd come back. But now she's changed by responsibility, and
She's
more mature than she was. Right now, I think of him just as my nephew that is there, but maybe a little bit more into the future, I'll think of him as my little brother, and then I'll teach him all the stuff that I know.
I dreamed I was missing. You were so scared, but no one would listen, 'cause no one else cared. After my
I do a lot of outing stuff, unless it's with family or whatever. But and a teenage mom, you really gotta buckle down. You gotta get your job. You gotta pay for him, stuff like that. So there's not much free time for yourself. You're always busy.